Okay, so today we're going to be learning a little bit about track mats and what they can do for us. Now, this is an effect which is used, I think, in Star Wars and in Stranger Things. So when it says Chapter 1, Chapter 2 on Stranger Things, the text comes out like so, and you see the footage through the text, and then the show starts. It's a nice little effect. So we're going to learn about creating that today. So here we go, here's where that's at. So I want to make a new composition. I'll call it track mats. 25 frames per second, 10 seconds is fine. Okay, click OK. I want to drag this image in, and let's select the text tool and type track mats. Okay, very simple. And let's put that in the center. Now, what we're going to want to do is hit scale. So it starts off at 100%, and by 5 seconds, I think we're going to need something. You can check how much you're going to need, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be something like 5,500 scale. It's going to be massive. But you can see it scales, and then we want the text to the white of the text to kind of fill the screen, but it's not doing it. So we don't want to have to keyframe the position or alter the position. So what we're going to do, just this track point this anchor point by here, which we've learned about before. Let's get the pan behind tool and move it so it's scaling up from the center of the A, so it'll be this bit that ends up filling the screen. So let's come back out, zoom back out to fit. So as it scales up, you can see it's going to be that fills the screen, and that's not actually big enough. So we need to go, say, 6,000 scale, and more, 6,300. So it scales up and fills the screen. Now, if I play it through, you'll notice something. It goes very, very fast, okay? Because if we go through frame by frame, 100% scale, 149, 200. So within 2 frames, it's doubled in size because it's going up about 50 each time. But by the time it gets to 5,287, 5,337, it's still going up in 50s. But because it's so big, the change is a lot more unnoticeable. So it goes very slow at the end and very fast at the beginning. Okay, so we're gonna look at modifying that. Okay, so if we highlight both of these keyframes and click this graph editor, you can see 0, and then 5,000's up here. So you can see it goes very, very. That's actually, if we were to zoom in, that would actually be on 100. Yeah, so that's actually at 100. But because there's such a big difference, it looks like it would be 0. But it starts off on 100 and goes very linearly up to 6,335. Okay. And we want it to go slower at the beginning and then go faster into this bit. So what we can do, click these points, shift click them both, and I'm going to convert them to Beziers, okay? And what that means is I can get them now, get them now, and I can click and drag like so. So what essentially is happening here is it's going to then start very slowly. It's going to start off very slowly and then get faster, so it contemplates for what we were seeing earlier. Okay, so I'm going to make that even steeper, like so. Okay, so now if we play it back, you can see it's evened out a lot more. Okay. So that's a lot more even pace, which is really, really good. Is exactly what we're looking for. So now we actually want to apply this track mat, okay? So let's pop out of this graph editor, and if we look at the keyframes, you can see they're not diamonds anymore because we've modified them. Now, if you hit the toggle switches until you see this TRK mat, what you can do is click in here where it says none, go alpha mat, and all it's doing is it's taken. So if we were to set this back to no track mat, if we were to look at this, the white areas are opaque and the black areas are transparent because there's nothing there. So if we turn this black background off, you can see as we scale it up, where there's this whiteness, this text, that's information, and there's nothing in the background, it's transparent. So what this track matte does is it's saying, okay, alpha matte, basically where there's opaque pixels I'll show through, where there isn't I won't show through. So we can turn black background back on, and it's just that's it really. That's your track matte, that's your alpha matte. Okay, and you can also look at alpha inverted. It just does the opposite. So it's it basically looks like black text, but if you've got a layer behind, so let's make a solid blue layer and drag it behind, you can see that actually this is using that, so it's inverted. Okay, and we'll go through Luma Matte in a different session, but yeah, that's it. So you can do it with any text you like, and yeah, that's cool. So you learned about the graph editor and how we can use it to manipulate the timings of keyframes, and we learned a little bit about track mattes. So cheers for tuning in, and see you in the next session.